What's up? What's up? What's up? It's your girl here. Millionaire mom, Forex mom, all the above. What's going on? I just want to do this quick video, man. Look, I had a crazy, crazy morning this morning. Definitely doing a lot of stuff, running around with my children. And if you saw from the last video, like it's some challenges dealing with young children. And definitely it has been a challenge. Like it's been a challenge. But man, gold today, guys. Like this is a pair that I love to trade. I trade this on a consistent basis when it'll let me. But one thing about gold that I do know that it definitely has these breakout moments. And a lot of people want to learn how to trade gold because gold is one of those pairs where I like it because guess what? It moves like an indice, but it pays you like a Forex pair. So Forex is what got me here. I love my CAD pairs. I love GBP CAD. I love USD CAD. I love Euro CAD. But I also love me some gold, man. I love some XAU USD. So it is definitely one of those pairs that I can say that, hey, if you can have that analysis right up the alley, right up the street, it'll definitely get you paid. And as you can see, this made this drop. Man, this is a crazy drop. I love this. I actually, during my class last night in my course, we put this in the chat, definitely put gold in there, and it did what it did, right? So it definitely made this drop. I'm so excited for people that actually capitalized on this particular trade. And that's all I do. I want to make sure that everybody can learn how to capitalize and get some value from being able to get this trade. So one thing about gold, we have to understand that gold has a peak times that it takes off. I noticed that you can get it, like you can start to see the movement around the London session. I'm in Central Standard Time, so London session starts at 2 a.m. for me, and it goes all the way to 11 a.m. Of course, we know that the New York session starts at 7 a.m., 8 a.m. Eastern, so I'm 7 a.m. So I got that crossover time. So definitely, it started to move. It started to move at nighttime. It definitely started to give some movement right before that London session. But one thing I know about gold, that it between 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. in the morning, and then 9 p.m. and 11 p.m. So you're going to see those time frames where it's definitely moving during that time. And whenever I see gold moving in the evening, during that Sydney and Tokyo session, because those are also going on at that time too, it's basically just setting you up. Like it's not really doing anything. I don't like to take any trades around 9-10 o'clock. I have before. If it was just too easy. If it's too easy, it's too easy. But 9 times out of 10, it's just letting you know, hey, I'm either going to fake you out or I'm going to take you out. It's either one of the two. So it's like, I don't want to fall for the fake out. I don't want to fall for the okie doke. I definitely don't want to do that. But man, look, I want to set this up. I saw a lot of people was actually capitalized off of gold. I demo, and I want everybody to understand that I am in my live account. I've been in my live account for quite some time. But one thing that I know that I take seriously is I always put a trade in my demo account. A lot of people who do not place trades in demo accounts and they do not allow the trade to form and take place, man, God bless you. I don't knock anybody who's not doing it. I don't knock anybody who's saying, hey, I'm not going to do it. You know what I'm saying? But hey, this is what I want to be, to do. So it's like, I definitely want for people to understand, like, look, hey, if you don't place trades in your demo account, that's you. I know me personally, I'm going to place the trade in my demo first, and then I'm going to wait for that trade to do whatever it's going to do. And I'm going to take place into my live account. So I definitely want to make sure that we understand how we can definitely capitalize off of these trades, especially gold, especially other pairs that we trade. I like my Euro CAD, I like my CAD pairs, but I definitely want to show gold, which is definitely, I mean, this morning I was up, you know what I'm saying? I was up and I was ready to go with it, you know, but of course the challenges took place. And sometimes, you know, you have things that come into your life that give you obstacles. And basically you can either cry about it or you can cry over it. Like you can get over it and continue on, or you can just sit there and sulk. But one thing the only thing I learned how to do, especially for mothers who have children who learn how to trade, especially young children, and you definitely have challenges that come into your life. You have to learn that every day is a learning process. So a lot of people were able to take this trade. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to take the trade. I wasn't able to actually get into my live account with this trade, only because I was out moving around early this morning and I was not able to actually sit in front of my computer, which I don't trade from my phone. I only place trades in my MetaTrader 4 or my iPad. But unless I can see the trade itself, I definitely look at my phone. I always tell people, if you could trade from your phone, hey, bless you. But if not, then you definitely want to make sure that you're going to a computer and you're looking at what's going on and you're taking the trade, right? So you want to make sure that your analysis is lining up, that you are doing what you want to do. So I am a support and resistance person. I love support and resistance. I think that is the meat and potatoes of trading. If you do not know how to do support and resistance, then what you doing, right? What are you trading? There's no way that you can actually trade any pair without understanding support and resistance. Support and resistance is what it is, the meat and potatoes of trading. It is definitely something that we want to make sure that we are understanding, that we are doing consistently. You have to, in order for you to be able to understand what is going on, there has to be support and resistance. You have to wait for the breakouts. You have to wait for your confirmations. Now, there's some people who trade price action, and I'm going to do some videos on price action. I'm going to do how to trade with absolutely no indicators, but that's on you. You're a grown person, you're an adult, you whatever, whoever's watching this video, you can do however you want to do it. I personally cannot trade with absolutely no indicators. I need my 10, I need my 50, I need my 200, I need my 800. And sometimes I use the Bollinger Band, but this is what works for me because I'm able to capitalize off of these trades. Okay. So what I'm going to show you guys is what I use. I use these moving averages and I love them. I think moving averages are support and resistance. They are telling you everything that you need to know about the story of the candles. Because one thing we have to understand is that candles, they tell a story. They are telling you where they want to go. They're telling you what they want to do. And there are three things that your candles are going to do. They're going to go up, they're going to go down, they're going to go sideways. I don't know what else you can tell you. Like, they ain't going to do nothing else. Three things: uptrend, downtrend, accumulation. Whatever you want to call it, accumulation, gathering together. I call it they having a little candle party. That's all they doing. They just sitting there gathering around. They trying to figure out where do they want to go. So here I got TradingView up, but I do also use another platform, but this is what I'm going to use for a basic platform for this YouTube to let you guys see exactly what I'm doing. So I got gold on the 15-minute chart, but we're going to mark this up on a higher time frame because there's absolutely no way that you can see what's going on. Overall, we got to mark this up on a higher time frame. We got to go to the higher time frame. We got to see where it's going because we got to know where it's going because where it came from, right? So I'm always marking up my higher time frame. So you can usually go to that weekly chart or you can go to the 4 hour. It doesn't really matter. It's really up to you. I definitely want to see what's going on for the week because gold has just been chilling out for the week, right? It's been hanging out. It ain't really been doing too much. And I'm definitely going to take off my moving averages so you guys can see a naked chart. I like it. Just nothing on, right? Just plain. Right. So I got to actually see what's going on. So I like to do support and resistance. I like to do zones. It's all pretty much the same thing as long as those candles are coming to that area. They're breaking that area. They're retesting. It don't matter. Whatever your preference is. And I let my students know, hey, if you want to do a horizontal line, if you want to do a zone, it's truly, truly up to you. So I can show you two different ways to do it. You can either mark up a weekly chart. But one thing that you have to understand is that you want to color code your chart, you guys, because if you don't color code it, you don't know what's going on. So you want to definitely go to a higher time frame and say, hey, I'm going to use this color for the weekly. I'm going to use this color for the 4 hour. I'm going to use this, so on and so on. So you can either do zones, you do boxes, or you can do horizontal lines. I'm going to do both so you guys can see exactly how to do both. So I'm on the 4 hours. So we got the price that is currently sitting here at 1754.700. That is what we are sitting at currently. So right now I want to know exactly where my support is. So I have to have a support, which is the floor. It is the floor that I'm standing on. If you're standing on the floor, you have something supporting you. If you have a ceiling, you have something that's stopping you, which is resisting you from going through the ceiling or going through the next floor if you stay in an apartment complex, whatever that you do. All right, so I gotta have a floor and I gotta have a ceiling. That's the only way that I know what's going on. So I can eyeball this and I can definitely see that on the weekly, we have come to an area of pause. Like it stopped, it stopped, it stopped, it stopped. It stopped because you can see that your candles have come to a stop. They're going up, coming back to a stop. So on the weekly chart, I see that it came here and it also came down here. So momentarily, I'm going to actually put a horizontal line because I know that on my weekly, and I'm going to make it black. I know that on my weekly chart that it actually came to this area and it stopped multiple times. It said, hey, I'm going to resistance here. I'm going to pause right here. And I'm actually going to pause right here. Once that it hit this area support, it continued into the uptrend. Now, how do we know that this is going to be an uptrend? Because we are creating higher highs, right? We are creating steps. We are creating going up, 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 up in a way, right? So of course, whenever that you're looking at trying to figure out what's going on, you can clearly see on this weekly chart that, hey, I came here and I stopped. I came here and I stopped. I came here, I stopped, I came here, I stopped, and I came here and I finally stopped. So it created these higher highs. So one thing about gold is that it does follow market structure. It does do these heavy breakouts and it's retesting. So it's definitely a volatile pair, but you have to be careful. But when gold breaks out of that consolidation or that accumulation that you're waiting on, ain't no stopping it, bro. It's going to keep going and it's going to keep going and it's going to keep going, right? So one thing that we got to understand is that it came down to this price, and this was back in October of 2018. As you can see on the bottom of my chart, it is the 1st of October of 2018. That's the last time it's been down to this area. It has not been there since then. That is, what, 3 years ago? Almost 3 years ago? Yeah, 3 years ago. It will be 3 years next month that it has not reached this support. So once it came to this support area, man, it took off and it went to the moon. So right now, this is where my price is currently at. So I see that my price, and I also see that it stopped, of course, here, and it stopped here, and it stopped there. So automatically I see that. So I want to find my areas below that, and I want to find my areas above that. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do a box. I like these little boxes. Makes sense to me. I like it because I see the areas a little bit better. So since my price is here, I need to find something that's going to be below that. So I see this area, and I'm going to go ahead and keep this turquoise. This is turquoise color because this is going to be my weekly zone, right? So I see that it came here, it came here, here, and it also came into this box, right? So this is back in June. This is right here in February 2021. This is June of 2020. This is March, February of 2021, and it finally came back over here just recently, last month of August the 9th, right? Remember, we're on a weekly chart. So I need to definitely find my resistance. So this is my support, right? So my price, I need to know what's below me. Where's it stopping? How many candles are stopping? Remember, I call it, when I see two candles sitting together next to each other, that's what I call the Twin Towers, man. Look, because you got the Twin Towers sitting there. So remember, the weekly chart is going to take days to get here. These candles is multiple candles for this one candle that you see on this chart. So I can clearly see that it came here and it stopped. And it came here and it stopped. And it gave me this nice little old wick, man. That wick don't mean nothing. Wick means weak to me, but wicks matter. Wicks matter. Wicks and bodies matter, but wicks, if you see a lot of wicks, I hate seeing a lot of wicks, but you know, hey, it is what it is. We are in the market. So definitely I want to go to a resistance. Where's my resistance? Where's the candles above me stopping? So I'm looking at my candles and I already see right here. I already see right there. So I see this area that is above me that is actually stopping. And I'm looking at where my candles are coming up. And it's also another area in between. Of course, you can put this area too, because this actually stopped as well. So you got here, 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 and then you have also this area. Now, this is a weekly chart. So it's going to take a while before it actually gets back to that area. So I'm going to actually mark up both of those zones, to be honest with you. So this is going to be my weekly zone right here. And it's also going to be, now, what I probably will do, and that's what I'm going to actually do. I'm going to keep this up because, hey, it has to either come here. It's got to do something. So right now, this is where my candle is currently at. This is where my price is currently at. So now I'm going to go down to the 4 hour. Let's see what we got. So of course you see, made this drop, man. This is just crazy, crazy money going on right here. So this is where my price is currently. So I know that I got to get here first. I got to get there. So in order for me to get there, where's my price going to actually go to? So anytime that you're trying to see what's going on, you really got to go back in time, right? You got to see where your candles came from to know where it's going. So as you can see, my zones are pretty accurate. It's hitting those zones. It's hitting those candles. So right now, this is where my price is. And I can see that price is stopping. It's stopping. It's stopping because I'm zooming out. I see that my price is stopping. So one thing that I'm going to do on this 4 hour chart, I'm going to make this pink and I'm going to actually put a horizontal line there. Let's make it pink. Let's make this zone pink because I can see that my candles are stopping here, right? So now what's time for me to do is mark up this 4 hour zone. 4 hours support and resistance. What's going on in this area? So this is where my price is currently is pink, right? This is where my price is. Matter of fact, no, I'm going to turn it black. I'm definitely going to change it back to black. Keep that simple. So I got my price. Y'all can see this where my price is. I need to see, okay, where are my candles stopping above it? What's my resistance on, on this particular pair, right? So I'm eyeballing this and I'm seeing that I got a lot of candles stopping here. And then I got a lot of candles stopping here. I got some candles stopping here. I also got some candles stopping here. So I'm seeing that this is an area that looks pretty strong. So let's go ahead and mark that up, right? We want to make sure that we are getting that. All right. So let's change that color. All right. So we see how our candles are resisting, support, resisting, support, 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 support. And it actually broke through there to come to this what? To that part of resist, to that support. So now we see that our candles are going up to this zone, coming back here, going up to this zone, breaking through there, coming back to this zone, stopping here, coming back to this support, headed back here, coming back to this support. So one thing I do know in between here and here, we got to stop. Like it's got to stop somewhere. So I'm going to put a pink horizontal line here because this is on my 4 hour chart. So I'm looking at my candle stopping, stopping, stopping. Look at all this. They're just stopping. They ain't going nowhere. Like they sitting in an area and they're breaking out. Remember, this is the 4 hour chart. So this is a higher time frame. So in 4 hours, there's a lot of candles. So we're going to make this pink. Support and resistance, you guys. We're going to make this pink because this is my 4 hour chart that I'm marking up on the 4 hour zone. So this is where my price is currently at. Now, what is going to be below me that on this 4 hour that can stop, right? So we got this right here. They stopped. Currently, they stop right here. So I'm automatically going to put a pink zone right there because my candles came to this 4 hour zone, right? Look what's going on when your candles are making a reaction to these zones. So when you see these color coding, you're like, oh man, guess what? Man, I know when my candles come to here, it's probably going to make some type of reaction, right? It's going to do something, right? So it's got to make some type of reaction. So look at what happened. It came up to here and it reacted, right? So look at what's going on when it's hitting this area. It's making a reaction, okay? Coming here, making a reaction. Look, coming back here, making a reaction. Then it finally came back and it broke through there, but we back at this next support, like we back at this support area. So when we had a support area, look what's going on right here. Look at that. All of that action that's going on this bottom support, right? So if my candles eventually get back to this 4-hour support, I know something's going to react when it gets here. So that is the reason why you either do the horizontal lines or you do the zones, because that way you can actually see what's going on. Because if I can see what's going on, then I pretty much can predict what's going to happen, right? So we got that 4-hour. Now, personally, I enter on the 15-minute. Sometimes I look at the 5-minute on gold, but I like to look at the 15-minute. I also like to look at the 30-minute. 30-minute definitely helps me for a lot of the fake outs and a lot of the pullbacks that you get on the 5 and the 15-minute, because it's just a lot of movement going on. So one thing about the 30-minute, I'm going to come down. Now look at that. I think that is a perfectly marked up chart, you guys. Like this looks good. This looks damn good, right? So look at those candles coming into that area. Every time that it came into this area, it made a reaction. Now, it may not be the reaction that you wanted to come, but it's making some type of reaction. And when it came back over here, it sold to this support, right? It's selling you to the support area. So, of course, now this is the 30-minute. We got this marked up. We're seeing what's going on. This is what my price is. So, where do I want this candle to go? Man, I want it to go here. That's what I would like. But of course, it is 11:05 my time, and gold slows down around this time. It starts to actually just slow down. So I don't even suggest trading gold after 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, right? So 12 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. I don't really suggest you trading this into the afternoon, because typically gold is just, you can trade it and you can get into it, you can hold it, but it may accumulate for the rest of the day until it's ready to take off again. So everybody knows who trade gold, they know that this would happen. So basically you have come to an area. Now, we definitely have this zone that we wanted to go to, or our support, but we know that gold is not going to just allow you to go there with absolutely no problems, right? So where is my next? So I got this support or resistance, and then I got my next big area of what? Of where my candle can go. So the only reason I put this black line here, guys, is because that is where my price was currently at. So I don't even really need it, but it is good to utilize it because I saw that it broke out. And then I also see that these candles have stopped over here. So what that means is we got it stopping here, we got it stopping there. So let's make this green. I just wanted to make that line black because I wanted to see price above and below so you guys can see exactly what that is. So on a 30-minute chart, my candle stopped here and it sold and it stopped here. So whenever you are looking to try to mark up your charts, you guys, whenever you are actually looking to see where that candle is going, you got to go back in time. So this happened this morning, right? So let's go over to the left. This happened back August the 12th. So in order for me to see where I'm going, I got to go back in time. I got to go back to the past. And that's exactly what happened right here. So I would have already had this marked up on a support area because I know that, hey, in order for me to break this, where is it going to go? My candles kind of came out of here a little bit, right? And then this is my next area. So of course, I'm going to mark up that chart for what? Those two areas in between, because we all know gold, man, when it go, it go. So I want you to look at this. We got this area, my candles. So in order for me to take this trade, and if I took it on the 30-minute chart, I allowed gold to actually break this support, because once it breaks that support, then I know that my next area is what? Is here. And that is a huge move. So I want to make sure there's absolutely nothing stopping me, telling me when to get in, where to get out. So that's when we put those lovely, lovely indicators on, because we marked up this chart on a naked chart. It's nothing but candles going on. We seeing what's going on because this trade already took place. So I'm just doing a markup to show you what I would have done to get into this trade, to capitalize off of it, right? So now it's time to put these lovely indicators on. Let's go. Man, look, I got my 10, I got my 50, I got my 200, I got my 800, and I'm going to show y'all my simple 20 because that is what I use, because I like those trades. I like those EMAs. I like my moving averages because they actually help me do what? Man, they help me for getting my head knocked off my shoulders. I've had it happen to me plenty of times. I just want to make sure that I'm extra precautious because I am a cautious trader. I'm not a risky trader, but I definitely analysis. I have to have those markups. So let's move over to the, let's go. So we here on a 30-minute chart, but I definitely want to use what's going on. So we got my blue is my 10. That's my 10. My red is my 50 moving average, and my pink is my 200 moving average, and my black is my 800. Right. So these are all of my moving averages that I use. These are exponential. These are EMAs. So I want to definitely make sure that you guys understand that there's a difference between your simple, there's a difference between your weighting, there's a difference between your exponential. All these different things, they do matter. So you want to make sure that you do your own research. This is not, we're not gonna do education purposes on, on why you put the 200, why you do the 800. That's another video. So this is just a simple markup. We want to get this going. I know I've been on here a lot longer than I need to be. I just want to do something simple so you guys can see exactly what I do. So I would have already had this marked up from the previous, because on the 30-minute chart, I want you to look and see what your candles are doing. Hey, they're coming to this zone. Hey, they're coming in this zone. 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 They're actually, and it came back up. So I already had my resistance and I already had my support. So this is 30-minute, but look at what my EMAs are doing. They're sitting and they're giving me support and resistance. 200 and the 800 are my babies. I like these two moving averages because I ran up on these from a guy named Abel. He's a trader, really good trader. I love him. I think he's awesome. He, one of the people that I actually looked at when I was learning this process alongside my mentor, who actually taught me how to trade very consistently. But this mentor, this guy named Abel, I heard him talk about the 200 and 800. I was like, what is that? What's the 200, 800? So when I did my research and I looked at it and I was trying to figure out what about the 200, 800, and I put it on my chart one day and I was like, this is like, you know how you got to put that butter, like, it's like butter. Like, how do New York folks say? Man, it's butter, like butter. Like, it opened my eyes a little bit better, because I know that me and my schedule and my kids and my work and all these things that I do, I got to have something else that's going to help me. Right? There's nothing wrong with the 10 and the 50 because that's how I was taught, that's how I was learned. But man, when you put that 200, that 800 on there, woo, it's all good, right? So 200, 800, it's like, it tell me stop, pause. I'm from Louisiana, so walking like okay. But anyway, it just stopped you, right? It just stopped you. So if you were to look at this, your 200, 800, look at how your candles are not going through those EMAs, right? This is what we call accumulation. It's look, I'm stopping, resistance, support. I didn't stop, resistance, support, resistance, support. And it broke through there just a little bit. to come up here, but you still ain't gonna take the trade. But if you scalping and you a scalper and you got to go in for those pips and you trying to get it, man, this would have been the trade for you to scalp. I'm not a scalper. I don't like to do that. It's too much work, man. I like to get in and get out, and I like one good trade. I like to accomplish my goal and I'm done for the day, right? So I would have taken this trade anyway because look, man, it's too much action going on right here. So finally, once I have my EMAs to cross over and I have them doing whatever they need to do, man, I'm going into trade. But this is what I have to understand on a 30-minute chart, you guys, is that even though my trade was up here, my candles, I know they got to come back down. They got to either go up or they got to come back down. And when they start to come back down into this zone, I know for a fact, if it breaks out of this zone right here and it continues to break this support, it ain't nothing gonna stop the trade. And that's exactly what happened. It literally came down to this zone, broke out of this zone, retested with these lovely 2 candles. It retested for an hour because these are 30-minute candles. And it finally broke through this zone. So at 6 a.m., I will remind you, it started to move at 1 a.m. my time, Central Standard Time. London session ain't even started yet. 1:30, 2 o'clock, it was sitting in the zone. 2:30, 3 o'clock, still sitting in the zone. 3:30, 4 o'clock, still sitting in the zone. 4:30, we breaking through there, 4:30 a.m. 5 o'clock, we retesting. 5:30, we still retesting, but this candle is allowing me to tell, it's letting me know something. I'm losing momentum with this retest. I'm just retesting. I'm not trying to buy nothing. I ain't trying to go back into that zone. I'm finna drop. 6 a.m. came on through there. 6:30, we got action. And guess what it did? Man, if you would have took that trade from this candle to here, holy, man, think about it. Think about if you had a standard lot size. They're going to have to give you your money, and they're going to have to give it to you expeditiously. All right. So this really moved for me. And one thing that I like about the 200 and 800, because it allows you to see what's going on. So let's go down to the 15-minute real quick before we end this lovely call. So 15-minute, man, it definitely is giving you what you need to know, right? So we got a lot of accumulation up here, guys. I mean, when I say a lot of accumulation, from the 14th all the way to today. So to today, a day and a half, gold didn't do absolutely nothing. It didn't do anything. It never came down. It just accumulated. It broke down just a little bit because you definitely had this move that happened on yesterday. But definitely that was a very risky move. If you caught it, congratulations. But once it came down to this particular support, it stayed here. It stayed here from yesterday and all the way until 6 this morning, my time, Central Standard Time. It actually broke through and it gave you this sale that you needed. So one thing that you have to understand about your moving averages is that you could actually see your 200 and 800 allowing you to stop you from getting to this trade. It is telling you, do not get into this trade until you break me. When you do support and resistance, you do not get into the trade until it breaks. You want to make sure that it is breaking, because one thing that trades are going to do, they're going to break, they're going to retest. And you have to allow that to happen, especially when you are studying these pairs and you are learning about Forex or whatever. So actually it came through and it retested, and then it broke through. And then actually it has now started to accumulate, because now my 10 is starting to curve, because we had some sellers in the market. My 50, which is my trend line, my 50 EMA is allowed me to say, this is the trend of the trade. This is trending, right? We're trending, okay? My 200 is always telling me, hey, this is a trend. I'm trending down. So why am I going to take this for a buy? I have to allow the trade to form. I have to allow the trade to do whatever it needs to do, because guess what? I need a for real guaranteed money. I don't need to risk nothing, especially when you trade at a standard lot, especially if you're doing a mini lot. Even if you're doing $5, even if you're doing $1, you still want to make sure that I need my candles to break through these areas. I need them to come to a certain area and break and retest. I don't take trades unless I break it, unless it retests. Because anytime that I get in, some people get in a pullback, and God bless you. You know, man, I just realized that after a certain amount of time, there's no need for me to try to force the trade and try to rush to get into the trade, because basically I definitely want to make sure that what I'm doing, that I'm doing what I'm doing, right? So you got to learn the trends. You got to, don't go against the trend, because the trend is going to always be your friend, right? So if I'm looking at this and I know that I got this zone marked up, I got to let my candles come into this area. Support, resistance, you got to let your candles come into the area. Once it comes into the area, you know that you have another area that it needs to break. So just allow the trade to form a trend. Once it starts to form that trend, man, I don't need all the money. I just need some of it. And that's what you can do. Get some of that bread, because this is a for real trend. This is a for real move. This is a move that you wait 2-3 days for, and you drop that lot size and you can be done for forever. So whoever dropped that standard lot, man, shouts out to you guys, because this right here, I was waiting on this. And that's the challenges of having just when you're trying to do a lot and you're trying to walk into your purpose, you're going to face things that's going to come along your way. Like I was waiting for this since 2 days ago, and I had this marked up. I had this perfectly just executed, and I wasn't able to actually take it into my live account because I face challenges every day. Things come about. So trading in Forex world, man, a lot of people think it's just easy and you can just do whatever, but you are going to face things that are going to stop you and cause you from not being able to walk into your purpose. But I don't let it stop me. I just say, guess what? Whatever this did right here, man, whatever go up must come down. Whatever go down, it's got to go back up, man. Or if it's going to continue to break through there, I'm going to catch another move. It may not be tomorrow. It may not be next week, but I guarantee you gold going to do another drop. It's going to do something, because we really want to go back up for the buy. But we dropping right now. So I'm going to just capitalize on the drop, and that's what I'm going to do. So one thing about these EMAs, and I'm going to say this, and I think this is going to conclude the call, but your EMAs are definitely, your indicators are definitely helping you utilize this. So one thing I like to use too, and a lot of people like, what is that? I like to use this great, man. It's this Bollinger Band, bro. Let me just say this. I use this Bollinger Band for support and resistance. Also, it's additional to help me. One thing that I do know about this is that, man, once your candles are coming into an area and they start to squeeze together, and then you got that 20 moving average also in the middle of all of that. Look at all those moving averages, man. Like every single moving average. Oh, my screen just did something crazy, huh? Look at that. You got the 10. You got the 20. You got the 50. Your 200 and your 8. Like, look at it. Everything is just so away from your candles. It's not stopping you. Support and resistance, man. I just need to put it on there so I can just see. It's all support and resistance. And you have to understand that when you do support and resistance, you are basically trying to capitalize off of this trade. You want to see where your candles are going. You need to see where they're going. So you got things, you got the Fibonacci, you got all these different things that actually show you and teach you how to support and resistance. But right here for today, this is what I did. This is what I saw. And basically, you know, I don't know if it's going to go the other way, if it's going to continue to go on, if it's going to just sit here for a little while, if it says I'm going to back up. But one thing I do know this is that I've broke through one zone on a higher time frame. And guess what? I got another zone coming. This is my next zone. But ain't nothing stopping me, y'all. But I got to go back in time. So I wonder what's going to stop me from getting into this area. And as you can see over to the left, there are some things, some candles for sure, that are going to stop me from actually going all the way to this zone. But this is back in August, man. This is back in August of this year. So one thing I know I'm going to actually do is I'm going to just put a horizontal line there, because one thing you have to understand about gold, if it breaks out of that, then we may have another drop coming. But we got to look at a reaction. I'm going to look it up some more. I'm going to just chill out for the rest of the day. I'm going to do some stuff, you know, that I need to do. But definitely, this was a great move. So shouts out to everybody who caught this move. Wish I could have caught it, but definitely there's a lot of different pairs that were moving this morning. GU was moving this morning. Good gracious. Gold was moving this morning. They got so much money that's moving this morning. And man, you know, your cryptocurrencies are moving. Like, it's just, the market is moving, man. If you have any questions, you got to get with somebody that can show you and transfer this information so you can learn how to trade, man, because this has changed my life. This has changed a lot of people's lives. And you want to get with somebody that know what they're doing. So I have, you know, I call it the tortoise education, because basically I take things slow. I don't try to rush anything, because everybody learns at their own speed. They learn differently. I like to allow people to learn on their own. And I just like to show you and transfer the information so you can see how to trade. Like, you got to have the foundations of trading. When you start going into the indices and everything else is moving fast. But I'm definitely a person that I take my time and I'm patient. And that's something I had to develop over the years. But for sure, you definitely want to, when you're learning this, you definitely want to take things slow, and you definitely want to make sure that you are absorbing the information and you are actually getting some value from this. You got to get with somebody that knows what they're doing. You got to get with somebody that can teach you. You got to get with somebody that can mentor you. You got to get you somebody that can help you with your mindset, that can help build you. Don't get with nobody that just want to show you something on a pre-recorded call and they don't want to do nothing else. And you can't ask no questions. You can't do nothing. Man, get with somebody who can actually answer questions for you, and get with somebody that knows what they're doing, regardless if it's with me, if it's with anybody else outside of there. Do your due diligence to understand that everybody is not for you. Everybody don't want you to win. People just want to just try to get something out of you. So if you can figure out and put those categories and learn that everybody is not here to try to help you, man, you just got to continue to move on and find somebody that is willing to help you. Because I guarantee you, once you find that person or that woman, that man that actually wants you to win, you're just going to change your life. But you got to stick with it. And you have to understand that we are changing. The world is changing with us, and we got to figure out a better way to create income for ourselves. And this is just one of the ways that you can do that. And I'm glad that I'm able to, you know, teach this, grow my account, live money, trade, just be a mother, be having some freedom to be able to do what I need to do. It's a great feeling. So, man, I'm gonna catch you guys later. It's the Mother Mover. I'm out, Forex Mom, all those good things. So I'm glad that you guys joined. And if you like this video and if you really want some more, because everybody keeps telling me do more videos, but I'm gonna do some more. Man, subscribe to my channel, hit that button, do everything that you need to do. Man, look, if you got information, man, send me a message, email me, leave a comment, like my stuff, right? So I want to be able to help as many people as I can, especially these mothers, especially these single mothers, because I've been there, done that, right? So definitely, if you liked it, subscribe. And guess what? We will talk to you guys later. Peace.